Hello, everybody. I hope you guys can hear me. Please let me know if the sound is wonky or weird. I can't hear it, so I don't know if it's a mess or not. But thank y'all for coming in. I know I'm about 15 minutes late, but I had to get some stuff together. But while y'all are here, welcome back to the show. Top commenter of the day goes to Kayla. Kayla was here early, bright and early, child, and so was Nika. So shout out to y'all too for coming in and getting y'all comments in. Aaliyah is here now, so we got Aaliyah on there as well. All right, y'all, let's get into it. Babe, the show was pretty cut and dry, but there was some nice little sneaking moments in the show. So let's get into what was going on over on Monday Night Raw. But first things first, please do not forget, ladies and gentlemen, to it really helps. It really helps when you subscribe and when you share my content and like the content. Please just give me a thumbs up. It's free. Y'all don't have nothing else to do, okay? It's a free thing. All right. But if you guys want my exclusive content that's coming, we're going to be doing Becky's book this week. The first 5 chapters are going to go up this weekend. If you're a member, you will get my breakdown of the first 5 chapters of Becky's book. I also have other books that I'm going to review, from Jim Ross's book to Drew McIntyre's. I do have the Bellas. I have a couple other books. Lita's book is super, super short, so I'm going to read hers. And then we'll talk about it. We'll have some videos up for my members. And if you want those exclusive videos, you need to be a member. I did unlock some membership exclusive videos that you guys saw earlier last week or the week before last, which gave you guys some insight into the Survivor Series teams. So let's get into Monday Night Raw, because they did exactly what I said do, but what I said they were going to do, but there's a little caveat to that particular match. Instead of Survivor Series being 4-on-4, they've decided to go 5-on-5 this year with Survivor Series. So there was a match made between Liv Morgan, Raquel Rodriguez, and the current tag team champions of Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair. Now, I told y'all that somehow, some way, they were going to involve the tag team champions in this lineup. And they're going to involve Nia and Tiffany. And I chose Naomi as that fourth for that team. Now, this is very, very interesting the way they've set this up, because not only did they involve those 4 women, but they've also involved Io Sky, which is very interesting. Now, their 5th member for Nia, Tiffany, Liv, and Raquel, it is going to be none other than Candice Michelle. Candice LeRae, sorry. Candice LeRae performs extremely well inside War Games. We've seen her do War Games once before. Sorry, Candice. I called you Candice Michelle. I am so sorry, sweetheart. It has been a long day, honey. Okay? And I shouldn't have called you that. I apologize, because that's disrespectful to you. That's very disrespectful to you. But Candice LeRae is probably going to be the 5th member in that team. All right. Now, you probably asking yourself, like, girl, why you think that? Well, think about what is happening over on SmackDown. You got to put your context clues hat on. That's where your 5th grade education come in. Okay. That's where your 5th grade education come in. All right. Now, listen. Candice has been trying to weasel her way into Nia's good graces these last couple of weeks. This is way before Indy Hartwell was released and let go, which I suspect if she hadn't been released, they may have somehow involved her in this matchup if they wanted to. If they had made it the right way, they could have done this with Candice and Indy as well. But, you know, it worked out the way it worked out, and Indy is not in bad spirits. She's keeping her hopes up, and we love Indy Hartwell. And I don't think Indy's going to be gone for long. I think as Indy makes her way on the Indies and does her thing, she's going to be back in WWE before you know it. With all that being said, let's talk about these tag team titles. Okay, this was the last match that we saw tonight, so this is what we're starting with for right now. Okay, so earlier in the night, Io Sky went up against PFC along with her damage control buddies. And she also got a nice save with Dakota Kai. Dakota Kai returned today. Shout out to Dakota. She had been gone for 3 months. She went and had surgery. Surgery went well. It looked like it was minor because she was able to come back in 3 months rather than 6 to 9 months, which is usually the time frame for an MCL, I think she had. So it's very, very good sign that she came back so quickly. We are very happy and excited for her in that front. They had a match with PFC. I have to tell you, that was the worst match on the entire card. I didn't like the match at all. It was such a weird setup with them. Like everybody was waiting for certain things to happen. There was no it just there wasn't really any good chemistry between PFC and Damage Control. I hope that they never meet up in the ring again. I really need for them to have the Disco Girls, the Party Twins, them girls, Kaden and Katana need to be setting up a feud with PFC and they need to go from there. They have a better chemistry with PFC anyway. And you can throw in Lyra because at the moment Lyra isn't doing anything, and I know she already had her moment with them and Zelina Vega and Natalia. But at this point, there's nothing else going on. You need to have something going on. The girls got to build some momentum somewhere. And those tag team titles still have to be challenged. So they need to build the momentum off of each other's backs and then go after the titles. I don't like this match. This was the worst match on the card. I hated it. But EO, Kyrie, and Dakota ended up picking up the win, and that was a good pickup for them because it was a terrible match. I'm not saying that PFC is horrible at their jobs. Okay, I'm not. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying that this wasn't a good matchup. It just wasn't a good match. All right, let me get y'all comments in here. I wanted Dakota to get the pin, to be honest. Well, even though Dakota didn't get the pin, she was an integral part as to why they won. So either way, with damage control picking up the win, this is a good sign for them. And I'm glad that Dakota was able to be as integral in the match as she was, even though EO got the pin, she still was a key component of their W. Nicole said, why the channel try to read me when I came on? What you mean? One of my members is here. Hello, Layla. How are you? Thank you for coming and thank you for being a member. I truly appreciate it. She said, talking about remember you a moderator. I can't help that. I can't help that. She don't tell me what to do on my birthday. My birthday is tomorrow. Yes, y'all. One of my moderators, Nicole, one of my closest friends, my podcast fam, Nicole's birthday is tomorrow. She is literally born one month away from me. Her birthday is on November 12th. My birthday is on December 12th. We are a month apart. It's crazy how people are brought together in this world. It's nuts. But her birthday is in a few hours. So make sure in the comments, if you see her on Instagram in my massive group chat, you tell her happy birthday. Always tell people how you feel or be nice to them and just really, big lift people up while you can, because baby, you never know, that one nice thing you do for somebody can mean the world to them. So just tell her happy birthday, and Nicole will be nice and accommodating and accept, and y'all can move forward. Y'all can also get her gifts. Y'all gonna have to talk to her about that, but she do accept gifts. Her cash app is open. Y'all can get her a nice little gift. But anyways, happy birthday, Nicole, if I don't tell you, but I'm going to tell you. And I'm going to make a post on our Down for the Count page. I always do. So happy birthday. I hope you have a wonderful birthday tomorrow. Anyway, she said, I get one of those messages. Something. If you're a moderator, you're going to get messages to remind you that you are a moderator. It is inevitable. It happens. Anywhoosies. This match was between PFC and Dakota Kai and Damage Control. They picked up the W. It was not a good match, but it was a good win for Dakota Kai. Let us move on, ladies and gentlemen. Now, like I said, we just saw what happened with PFC and our limb, all right? Now, later on in the night, the main event was the tag team titles were on the line against the former two-time tag team champions in Liv and Raquel. Now, y'all know These hoes is always trying to cheat. Always. Okay, they always trying to cheat. But for once, they didn't. The match was going, everything seemed to be solid until Nia's ass and fucking Tiffany came out there to cost the tag team champions the match. Now, if you don't know what you don't know was a lot. Last week, the tag team champs had a match against Nia and Tiffany. They lost. Now, during this match, not only did Nia and Tiffany come out there, but so did Naomi. Now, I set this up for y'all real smooth the last time. The only thing that I didn't count on was Trip making it a tag team, a 5-on-5, which is more along the lines of a traditional Survivor Series match, right? Which I'm going to get to in a minute because I believe they're still going to have that. But y'all got to let me cook a little bit. You got to let me cook just a little bit. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Okay. Okay. So let me tell y'all what I think gonna happen. Hold on. Nicole said, period. She said, I have Cash App and Venmo, period. Give her all the gifts. All the gifts. And I also accept Anthony Banner shirts, shirtless at my doorstep as a gift as well, child. You're gonna have to be a Make-A-Wish kid for that thing. Or you better do like the hoes do and start sending stuff in the DMs, girl. I don't know what to tell. Because that ain't gonna be something I'm gonna be able to gift. Because if I could gift that, then girl, child, I would have had Jared. I told Jared, hold on, baby, I might be able to finesse a little something, something. I'm just playing. He would have my ass if I did some shit like that. His words, not mine. He don't like to share. Okay, that's what he said. Damage Control definitely needed that win. They definitely needed it. But y'all, let me get to the back to the mess. So, like I said, during this match, Nia Jax and Tiffany Stratton came out there and caused a lot of distraction. Um damn near cost Jade and Bianca them championships. But Naomi came out there with the extra save and was able to protect the titles, and they was able to continue on. Bianca hit the KOD. The match was over. Tiffany is the one who, not Tiffany, but Liv is the one who ate the pin. So the girls was able to pick up the W. Now, the match in this celebration ended up breaking down because Nia came out there and attacked them. This was a full-on fight. They got everybody in there. Everybody was getting hit. EO came down there with the save to help even out the odds a little bit. They only missing 2 people from each team, y'all. Okay. Now, eventually, Nia Jax ended up getting laid out by the squad, and everybody was standing tall with EO to Naomi, Bianca, and Jay. So you got the big 3 and EO. They're only missing one person, and that is Rhea Ripley. Rhea will more than likely show up either the last week of Survivor Series or she will show up the week prior. And they always had that advantage match. So they got to do that. Now, it's 5-on-5 for Survivor Series, okay? So we already know who the 4 are going to be. And I'm telling y'all right now that the 5th members for each team is Rhea Ripley and Candice LeRae. That is your team. He ain't got no social media? That's interesting. He ain't got no socials. That's crazy. I figure most people got social media, but not everybody got social media. So, I don't know, girl. Nothing short of you buying the ticket. When they start playing baseball again, they on break for baseball, right, babe? Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're going to be waiting a little while, babe. A couple months. Now, speaking of Survivor Series, I mean, she could get his P.O. box and send it through the mail. That's up to her. Speaking of Survivor Series, like I told y'all, it's a 5-on-5 affair. What do you want, Jan? No, you can drink some water. It's a 5-on-5 affair. Sammy, Jimmy and Jay are still looking for a fifth member. It is still 4-on-4 at this moment, and at the moment, nobody wants to team with Roman Reigns. Now, Sammy tried to call the audible. He did. He tried to call the audible and call on Seth freaking Rollins. And Seth basically told him the truth. Seth said, after everything we did to get this tyrant out of power, you want me to join forces with you to help build him back up? He was like, I'm not fucking doing that. And he said, you, out of all people, should know better. I'm shocked that you're even on his side at the moment. Now, Sammy prefaced this conversation very simple. He said, in spite of everything that has transpired between you and Roman, there is still some semblance of brotherly family there. He is still your brother. And right now, your brother needs you. I want you to join the team so we can take down Solo. Seth ain't trying to hear that shit. Seth is like, every time that Roman, he said Roman was a tyrant, and I'm not going there. I'm not. Seth is not going there. He said the next time that he sees Roman Reigns in any type of capacity, it will be in the ring, and he will be suffering a curb stomp courtesy of Seth freaking Rollins. Now that was said amongst Solo. And of course, Solo's trying to band all of his enemies together, because the only way you're going to be able to beat the original bloodline is to destroy them from within. But you also grab on to the hate of his enemies, and you can use that as a binding tool for your new bloodline, right? Now go back a couple weeks on SmackDown when Jey Uso was still champion, and he basically told Solo that the only reason why you are considered a tribal chief is because you went and got all the black sheeps of the family, the motherfuckers who nobody talked to, who do nobody deal with, and you got them following you around because they didn't have nowhere else to go. So that's the only reason why you've been considered anything, or why you have any type of clout, because you got these people hyping you up and giving it to you. Because if you really wanted to be tribal chief, why did you go and get the black sheeps? Which makes perfect sense. The reason why he did it is because he knew they would follow him blindly, because they were black sheeps. They were outcasts, right? So Solo's been collecting the outcasts, the people who hate Roman, the people who don't have the same love for him as those who have been rolling with him for the past 4 to 5 years. Seth freaking Rollins is obviously a sworn enemy of Roman Reigns. They haven't been friends in years since Seth is the one who started it, but it is what it is, fam. You know what I'm saying? So when Solo rolls up and he says, Seth, Oos, I need you to join my team so we can take down Roman Reigns, because I know you hate him as much as I do. And Seth just told him straight up, like, I ain't even tell Sammy this, but since we here, I'm going to tell you. The next time that I see Roman Reigns, he'll be suffering a curb stomp courtesy of me. But he said, even in a million years, I would never team with a wannabe. I said, oh, bitch, this is a mess. Now, if you recall, last year when it came to the women's war games, Seth and Becky and Charlotte hadn't set horses in quite some time. Charlotte had to, humble herself and call Becky and talk to her and kind of set things straight. Now Becky showed up, and the girls was able to have a moment inside war games and really become, acquaintances again. They was able to be cool again. They hugged it out in the middle of the ring. I don't know. Is it possible that Seth could do that? Yes. Will he do that? I don't know, y'all. I really don't. It's possible, but I don't think it's gonna happen. He said outcast with no hay, no hay eyes, crazy. Any whoosies. They had been searching for somebody to join their squad. Jay went to Ray. Ray declined. Sammy went to Seth. Seth declined. And then we see Jimmy asking Brian Breaker. I don't like this. I don't fucking like Brian Breaker. While Brian Breaker is a big, burly man, This is not something that I want to see on my TV screen. I don't need him to be a part of Bloodline business. I need him and Sheamus to be battling it out for that Intercontinental Championship, which is going to happen next week, which I'll get to in a second. I'm glad you laughed. I got the joke, girl. Yeah, girl. He real golden brown. He was real golden brown. He loved him a good tanner, honey. But anyways, let's get to something else that was actually very, very, very interesting today. So we covered all the Survivor Series stuff with the exception of Gunther and Damian Priest. Now, Damian Priest was out there today after Gunther came out there to talk about, he wanted to address Damian Priest. He wanted to have a conversation with Damian Priest. But before Gunther could get his Rolodex of insults out, he was like, yeah, I was like, we not the same color, child. There go Nicole's Cash App. If you guys want to send her something nice for her birthday, you definitely should. Nicole works very hard on the podcast with us. And of course, she's a contributor to my page. So if you want to be nice and send Nicole a nice little birthday gift, you can. Every little bit counts. And she would be grateful and appreciative. It's her Cash App, y'all. It's not her Venmo. So if you want to, please be obliged and tell the lady happy birthday. Anyways, Big Papi was out there and he cut Gunther off at the knees before he can get to his Rolodex of insults. He was like, I already know what you're going to call me. You're going to call me street trash. You're going to say I don't come from nothing. My parents didn't raise me as to be nothing. I don't come from shit, therefore I ain't shit. You know what I'm saying? There go her Venmo, y'all. There's the Venmo. There it is, babes. All right. I'll give y'all a few seconds. Okay, great. So he basically was like, I already know where you're gonna go with this. And he was like, I don't feel like talking about that. But what we are gonna talk about is how, he was like, you basically just gonna say that you came from everything and you just sat at home and they called you, you came in and you became the king of the mountain. That's pretty much what you're gonna say. But let's talk about something else. Let's spin this right quick. He said the last time you and I was in this ring, the last time you and I met face to face, he said, I had some doubt. I had some doubt, you know. Big Papi said I had some doubt about being able to beat you because you had this big presence, this big aura about you, about how you was undefeated as IC champ. You're a strong competitor. You're hard to beat. You're hard to take down. But he said I had some doubt because of that aura. I had some doubt because of that strength. But then when I got in the ring with you at SummerSlam, I realized that I could beat you. And you knew I was going to beat you. And if it hadn't been for my so-called brother, Finn Balor, your ass wouldn't be champion right now. And you know it. You know it. He said, then you take your ass to Crown Jewel and you get pinned by Cody Rhodes. So I know damn well that little aura, that shield that you've created around you, that's been cracked. You ain't who you think you are. And now even you gonna have some doubt. I see the doubt in your eyes. And Gunther like, I don't doubt anything. I'm not doubting anything. But it was very clear that Gunther seemed a little shaken. He was a little pressed down, shaking together. He was a little stirred. And he said, I know, you know how I know? Damien said, you know how I know? Because if this was Gunther from back then, you would have punched me in my mouth by now. But because I'm saying the truth, you ain't moving, you ain't doing nothing. So he like, I know what I'm saying is facts. But he said, everything that you think and you're afraid of, I guarantee you have every right to be afraid because I'm taking that championship from you at Survivor Series. I'm getting back the title I shouldn't have lost in the first fucking place. Now, while he was talking to him, Ludwig Kaiser came out there and decided to come out there and talk shit, which I don't understand. Okay, I was very confused because Ludwig, what you were saying was some bullshit, bro. He did lose to Cody at Crown Jewel. He did win because of Finn's interference. Because he literally was getting pinned by Damien. Finn put his foot on the bottom rope. That's how he was able to sustain having that championship, getting that championship. Now, it's not to say that Gunther couldn't beat Damian on his own. That's not the point. The point is that has yet to be proven. Now, as he was in there spewing stuff about the ring general and how great he is and blah, 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 Gunther blocked his microphone like, you don't need to be out here saying that shit. You really need to stop. Okay? You really need to stop. And child, he said, no, I'm going to keep saying it because he is street trash. He's not worth it. He's garbage. And before he could finish anything, Damien punched him in his mouth. And as he threw Ludwig over the top rope, he turned around and Gunther kind of jumped back like he was scared. I said, damn, Gunther, what happened? What's up? I said, Gunther, you can't be scared. Now, Jared, my husband think he playing him, which is fairly, is pretty much up Gunther's alley if he was to do that. Give him a false confidence, if you will. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. This new vulnerable Gunther is a very interesting concept. It's very interesting. She said them graphics for War Games was fire. Ain't they though? So the match for War Games has been set. And technically, this is the official announcement for the very first match of War Games. Because the teams for War Games have not been officially set yet. So for right now, this is the first match that is been set for War Games. Said, period, I love you, boo, but you do not need to be the same color as me. And if you do have to blend everything in naturally. Oh, she's talking about Brown Breaker. He been like that for a while, Kayla. So ain't no way for you to beg him to blend nothing in. You can't blend it in when it's already baked on orange. Okay. Dang, Gunther must have been disappointed. It takes Beaker so long to say something other than me. Beaker be getting on my nerves, but he be tearing people up. The kind of shit he be saying will get you socked in your shit for real. He been like, that's this Rainbow NXT. Okay. That golden brown is not going nowhere. It's not going nowhere. But anyways, so we had that moment. Okay, but let's get into the Miz and his drama, child. The Miz was back there. He had returned from his kidnapping. And it appears that Miz and the Final Testament have set up this entire elaborate ruse to draw out the Wyatt Six. Okay. Now, all members of the Wyatts were there. They ended up popping up as Miz, came and showed up in the arena. Karrion basically was like, Paul Ellering took an L for you, bro. Like, you're not finna just walk away unscathed, and you got released from them with no problem. He like, you lying to me. So they dragged his ass to the ring, made it look like they cut his forehead like he was bleeding and shit. I'm like, damn, when did me start bleeding? Goddamn, what happened? Child, it was a ruse, a trick, a play, okay? They drew out the Wyatt Six, and as they were fighting Final Testament, the Miz hit Rowan in the back with a chair. They took out Gacy and Dexter, and then of course Scarlett took out Nikki Cross. Everybody was laid out. Meanwhile, Uncle Howdy just standing there laughing, just standing there sniggling and laughing, child. We had this moment. Then we had them standing in the ring. They done beat up everybody. Everybody laid out. And then before that, Miz and Karrion was just hugging. They was in love. They was so happy. But child, you know what was the best part about this segment? Was watching Karrion Cross actually be humbled in a matter of seconds, because the moment Uncle Howdy started laughing, that motherfucker's smile turned upside down. He was scared. He was scared. And for you to be the trickster that you are, child, there shouldn't be nothing that shake your foundation. You shouldn't fear none of that, but you do fear it. So now that you've involved yourself in the midst of something that was only meant for the Miz, whatever comes your way now, along with all of your members of Final Testament, you earned that ass whooping. Because I told you, all you had to do was mind your motherfucking business. But you took it upon yourself to do everything in your power to turn everybody into you. You did that on purpose. And now you're going to suffer the consequences. So the shit you did to the Xavier and to the New Day, it was already there, to be honest, which I'm going to get to them in a second. Because I'm going to read the fuck out of Xavier's mop-headed ass. Sideshow 5 finna get his ass whooped verbally. Okay, I'm finna warn you right now. So before you motherfuckers get in your feelings, understand that I'm finna take Sideshow Bob's ass out. Okay, let me tell you something. Carrion, you did all of this. You started with the New Day because you was jealous of them. You wanted them to be broken up. You didn't want them to be together. You started with Awesome Truth, putting shit in Miz's ear. Now you done turn Miz, which it don't take much to turn Miz. Miz turned at the drop of a dime. The wind blow, he a heel. Okay, he don't give a fuck. All right, so that don't count. But let me tell you something. Everything you do come back on you, baby. I done told you. You see what happened with Drew McIntyre. You see what happened with Drew McIntyre. Okay, you can't put that kind of shit out in the world and think it ain't gonna come back on you. Especially with your woman being spiritual. With your woman knowing the cards will tell the past, the present, and the future as well. Okay, Dr. Fossier told you. Your woman got all the answers, and she couldn't tell you that she couldn't tell you that Uncle Howdy ain't one to fuck with. She couldn't tell you that. When you find out, cause you finna fuck around and find out, you and them tight ass lips finna get fucked up. Okay? I just want you to understand that. Speaking of getting fucked up, speaking about it, let's talk about Sideshow Bob and his bullshit. Let's talk about it. She said Unc is gonna come back for vengeance. And is. I was just gonna say, not too much. No. Side note, I cooked dinner the entire weekend and I'm very proud of myself. Congratulations, Kayla. I'm very proud of you. Now listen, Sideshow Bob. You've been running around here trying to justify your actions for the last 2 months. 2 months. And every time Kofi is being Kofi, let me reiterate, Kofi is being Kofi, you're trying to stop him from being who he is. If you want to change into a supervillain, that's your motherfucking business. But to try to force Kofi to do what you want him to do, and it ain't even working for you, is weirdo behavior. Okay? Your ass hasn't won a singles match at all. Not one. Kofi got you the match to go up against Jey Uso with, and you lost it. You lost the match. You lost several matches after that. And you were calling the shots. You were calling the plays. And you're still losing. And you're mad at Kofi? You blame Kofi for this? Last time I remember, you was in the ring and got mad because the fans was booing you. Bitch, who gives a fuck? Finish the goddamn match. You're in the match. Kofi's setting up the move. What do? You too busy trying to play Captain Save-A-Hole. You run over there, taking out Rey Mysterio. It's a triple threat. If it was a regular tag team match, I probably wouldn't be mad at you, bro. But it's a fucking triple threat, which means there are 2 other variables that could come in the ring and take you out. Matter of fact, 3. And you're sitting here acting like it was Kofi's fault. Like Kofi didn't have a right to be upset with you for not you doing what you needed to do, which was focus on the man you had. Ray could have been taken out once you laid out the fucking person. Who was the rightful man? Whoever was the legal man in that match, you could have been the one who pinned him, and then you take out Rey Mysterio. But no, you didn't do that. And because you wanted to be selfish and trying to play Captain Save-A-Hole, your ass cost your team the match. War Raiders got the shot at the tag team titles because of you. Not because of Kofi, because of you. You don't want to take accountability for nothing. And it looks bad on you. You're a loser. And the more you accept that, the better off you will be. You have been losing matches out the ass. And this was before Karrion and them came into the mix. This was just you. Okay? This was just you. Then you let Carrie and them get in your head because you're weak-minded as fuck. And now all of a sudden you're trying to prove how great you are and how you can win matches all on your own. Cool beans. But first things first, you're winning at all costs, which means you could end up costing yourself a match, which is what you have been doing your entire time since you've changed your mentality. Mm-hmm. You have been costing yourself wins. You. The only time you won is when you tried to take off Rey Mysterio's mask. And don't get me wrong, it was an accident. But you did not have the decency to let Rey get his mask back on. And to be fair, it's a match. Shit happens. I ain't mad at you. I'm not mad at you for that. It is what it is. Rey Mysterio got to learn how to glue his shit down if he don't want the fucking mask to come off. Rey Mysterio mask come off if you blow at him. Okay? Because he keep the bitch unsnapped all day long. Now, shit. But back to you, Sideshow Bob. Okay? Every time you turn around, you getting mad at Kofi for something. But you ain't taking no personal responsibility here. And I'm sorry. But for the last couple of matches I've been watching, your ass has been the one who has been getting his ass whooped. It's been you. You've been the one calling the plays, and the plays ain't been working. And you know what? You know what, coach? In the NFL, when you call the plays and you're the one setting up the shit, they fire your motherfucking ass when you don't produce. You're not producing. Okay? Get it together, Sideshow Bob. Get it together. Now, whether Kofi got himself in this match or not is his business. That was no business of yours. You should have kept your black ass in the back and minded your fucking business. That's what you should have done. If Kofi wanted to wrestle Pete today, that's his business. He's a grown-ass man. He don't need you to tell him what he can and can't do. Talking about that's not our business. And Kofi was dead ass right for apologizing to R-Truth because R-Truth did help your ass advance in that match and you left them to the fucking wolves. Yeah, that was you. You're on some bitch assness right now. And I don't like that shit. And somebody need to tell your ass the truth. Because everybody else online is blowing smoke up your ass. Talking about, yeah, Woods is right. Woods is right. Fuck that. No, he's not. He's mad because he's the only one in his crew that never got a singles championship. The only claim to fame that he's ever had was King of the Ring. And that didn't do much for him. So he mad and he in his feelings and he jealous about it. And he's been projecting that jealousy on Kofi this entire fucking time because he feels inadequate. That don't have nothing to do with Kofi. That's on you. Stop being a bitch and tell the damn truth. That shit pissed me off. Hold on. Let me see what they say in the comments. He said, okay, you cooking. He said, goofy bitch. Not your goofy bitch. Oh, she was cooking. She had spaghetti, zucchini, all kind of shit. Okay. Anyways. Just a mess. This is why Tyler Breeze beats him in 2K, child. That's crazy. He is a goofy bitch. It's not even difficult. It's just you being realistic. Like, tell the truth and shame the devil. You feel inadequate because everybody in the group got a singles championship and you never got to have one. Not even a mid card. Everybody in the group had singles titles before they joined New Day. You were the only one who didn't have a title of his own. The only one in the group. You're mad about it. You feel jealous. You are inact because you feel like you're not good enough and you feel like everybody sees you that way. But you are letting your insecurity cloud your judgment. You're going to fuck around and lose your homeboy because you're being a bitch about it. Sideshow Bob, you need to get your shit together. Because I'm sorry. I'm with you when you're right. But when you wrong, motherfucker, you wrong. And you've been wrong for the last 2 months. You've been wrong for a long goddamn time. And you need to get your shit together. I probably wouldn't be as mad about it if you was actually winning matches. But bitch, Nothing you're doing is causing you to have any leverage of any kind with any singles title. Nothing. One win over Rey Mysterio got you a title shot against Jey Uso. You got a title shot against Jey Uso. You lost it. Back at the bottom of the barrel. What are you doing? Nothing. But yet you out here costing Kofi match after match after match. What the fuck is this? I'm starting to believe that your bitch ass is sabotaging him on purpose so it'll look like Kofi is inadequate just like you are. But the facts are the facts. You still don't have a singles title. You still don't have it. Kofi done had the Intercontinental Championship and the U.S. Championship multiple times. He could go 4 or 5 years and never regain that championship and still have that title more than you've ever had it. All you've ever got the chance to do is smell that bitch, my nigga. Let's keep it fucking real. So if we're talking about inadequacy, Kofi is not the problem, Woods. It's you. It's you. He said, I love a good heel, but you're losing on your own terms. Ain't had a W yet. You can say what you want to about The Miz. The Miz produces results. You do not. You do not. Bottom line, bitch, you don't. Now, let's get to the rest of this. Sheamus and Braun Breaker are going to fight it out next week for the Intercontinental Championship. Now, this is the only title that has eluded Sheamus's grasp his entire career. He's never held the Intercontinental Championship. So this is a put up or shut up type of match. He's had this match against Gunther before. He wasn't able to get the title while Gunther had it. It even went so far as to go to Mania, which he wasn't able to get it at Mania either. And Drew McIntyre was involved. And it was just a bunch going on, honey. It was a lot. It was a lot. But Sheamus and Braun Breaker had a fight on WWE Speed. And after the match, they both ended up getting the timer running out because they couldn't finish competing under the 3-minute rule. Now, because of that, both men were very much in their feelings, honey. And they decided to start fighting after the match. And it took producers and referees to break them up. This led to a little confrontation between the two men. And this was right before you saw Jimmy come to talk to Braun Breaker about joining their team at Survivor Series. Now, basically, what Sheamus told him is that he wants his motherfucking title. And Braun Breaker was like, I ain't trying to hear nothing your old ass got to say. Okay, I don't give a fuck about how long you've been here. I don't care about none of that. I've been here 15 minutes, as you say, and I'm a 2-time Intercontinental Champion, bitch. Your ass been trying to get this damn championship your whole career. I got it within the first year of me being on the roster. Don't get mad at me because I'm better than you and you old. He went full thugnificent on him. You just mad because your ass is old. Okay? Sheamus was like, all right, kid, I see you next week, fella. So he walked his ass off. So next week is going to be Braun Breaker versus Sheamus for the Intercontinental Championship. This match is going to snap. Braun Breaker's never had a really bad match, honestly. I may not be the biggest fan of Braun Breaker, but he's never really had a bad match. And him and Sheamus are going to play well off of each other, mainly because Sheamus knows how to fight stiff if need be. He's a stiff worker naturally. So going up against somebody like Braun Breaker is going to be really, really fun. Okay, especially if Braun Breaker really leans into that style of fighting that Sheamus normally does. This could be very interesting. And this could probably have a potential to be probably one of the best matches of the night when it comes to Monday Night Raw. He said, I mean, Sheamus could say the same thing back in 2010. I mean, he could. He could because 2 weeks after Sheamus' debut, he was champion. So he know the game. He know the game. But he also ended up losing that championship. So how you get them is how you lose them is what they say. What they say. A lot of people say it though. Now let's talk about Mr. Bronson Reed. The monster known as Bronson Reed came out there and cut a promo. I'm gonna be honest with you, baby. I don't really care what he said. Essentially, towards the end of that promo, he basically said, Seth freaking Rollins, Mr. Visionary, Mr. Revolutionary, bring your ass out here so I can beat your ass up again. He said, I'm not gonna stop until I break you. I'm not gonna stop until I put you down. That's what he said. So Seth came out there. His outfit was cute. I ain't like his shoes, but I loved his pants because they was green. But that two-tone leather jacket he had on, fire. Fire. Loved it. He came out there, didn't even finish his entrance. Came out there, ran after Bronson Reed because the last time Bronson Reed ran into Seth freaking Rollins, Seth was laid out prostrate before the Lord on the damn announcer's table. And then the announcer's table was in pieces, child. Okay? So look, Bronson Reed and Seth fighting. The rest was out there. Security was out there. Then it took the producers to come out there to stop them from fighting. They was able to pull them apart. But as they went to commercial, Seth and Bronson continued to fight. Now Seth went in the back. Adam was talking to Seth and he was like, you need to give me this match so I can put this motherfucker down. And Bronson Reed wants the match. I want the match. And Adam was just like, fuck it. You can have the match. I'm sick of your shit. Y'all can have the match so you can end this shit. They said, cool, we gonna end it. Ciao. In what, like 18 seconds? Or was that how he won? I think he did win in like 18 seconds because it was against John Cena, if I recall. And he hit him with that bro kick right after the bell rang. He hit him in the face with that bro kick. John went down and it was 1, 2, 3. It was very fast. It was very fast. Anyways, so next week it's going to be Bronson Reed versus Seth freaking Rollins in a match. I don't suspect that Seth is going to win this match. In fact, I think Seth is going to lose. He already beat Bronson at Crown Jewel. There's no reason for him to continue to wait. Oh, you talking about how he lost it. How he lost it. He did lose it. No. No. No, he didn't lose it. He didn't lose it like that. I don't think that's how Sheamus lost it like that. 18 seconds was how Daniel Bryan lost his when he kissed AJ Lee. Aaliyah is right. But I don't think that's how Sheamus lost his. I don't believe that. Sorry, y'all. I had that mixed up. But anyways, they got a match next week. I don't think that Seth is going to win this match. And I honestly think he's going to lose. And Bronson is going to be brutalizing Seth in this match. Which will put Seth on the shelf for a little while, similar to the way they did Randy, similar to how CM Punk has been gone for about a month or so. We haven't seen Drew since their Hell in a Cell, which, to be fair, you need recovery after the brutalizing of that match. So I don't know. Do I want Seth to go? No, he was already gone for like 2 months, and then him coming back and fighting Bronson Reed and then winning, and then him now being in another match with Bronson Reed. I'm not sure if I am okay with this, but I mean, it's a matchup. Seth is being pulled out of the title scene for now. He doesn't have CM Punk to feud with right now, so they needed to give him something. They also needed to give Bronson Reed something. Honestly, I would have put Bronson Reed on Braun Breaker for right now, but it looks like they might be giving Sheamus this title, which just proves how much of an asset Braun Breaker really is to them. If he ends up dropping it to Sheamus, he's just very unlikable, it seems. But anyways, that was Monday Night Raw, y'all. That was the gist of the show. I gave y'all every piece of the show, I think. with the exception of a few things that I didn't really feel like mattered. Like I said, PFC lost to Damage Control. We had a match between Pete and Kofi. Kofi ended up losing due to Xavier's interference. We saw the Final Testament battle it out with um, the Wyatt Sick, which I feel like they should do a traditional 5-on-5 Survivor Series match at Survivor Series. They're already doing 5-on-5 inside the cages. I really feel like they should do a 5-on-5 in Survivor Series, just the matches itself, just to take up time, and we don't have to have a lot of title matches happening. None of the women's titles are going to be on the line because they're going to be involved in the Survivor Series match. But you got a lot of time to fill up, and it'll just be a fun match to have. Plus, it's Survivor Series. You need that traditional type of match, which I'm low key glad that they went to 5-on-5. Now, here's the big question. When it comes to the men's Survivor Series match, who is going to be on either side? Because from what I've seen, the old bloodline has not been able to gain a fifth member, and the new bloodline doesn't have a fifth member either. So you have to ask yourself, where is this going to be heading? Because they could do something crazy. Like Solo could go and get Kevin Owens. And I know y'all probably like he would never join up against with Solo against Roman. And I'm like, I beg to differ. The reason why is because Kevin hates Roman worse than he hates Solo. If Kevin joins up with Solo and them to take on Roman, then I guarantee you Cody is gonna be in that match fighting alongside Roman Reigns, and they're gonna end up taking down the new bloodline together along with Kevin Owens. And of course, that's also got you got a double whammy there with Kevin and Sammy fighting it out. Like this is a match that could really, really turn into something very, very good, but also splinter off into other matchups. The other issue is The Rock came out the last time. Now, The Rock has two movies he has to promote because two of them are coming out this month. At the end of the month, because at the end of this week, in 2 days, Red One is getting ready to come out. On Survivor Series, right? November 30th is when Moana comes out.
Moana comes out
It comes out the 27th.
the day before Thanksgiving.
So it comes out before Thanksgiving. It comes out that same week. That's the same week as Survivor Series, though.
Yeah.
So he's got two movies that are coming out this month.
Yeah, Red One comes out on the.
It comes out this weekend in a few days.
Yeah.
And then he has Moana too. That's coming out in a few weeks. So he's got movies that he has to promote. He just got on the cover of GQ magazine this week, and he is on Jimmy Fallon right now. He's one of the big guests for Jimmy Fallon. So he's going to be promoting his movies for the next couple of weeks. I don't think The Rock is going to be at Survivor Series, but if WWE is going to use their reach to promote his movies, which more than likely they will because they've done this before, then The Rock could be a part of Survivor Series and really take over this new bloodline and move Solo out of the way and reinvigorate the new bloodline, and they could be even more vicious and disrespectful. Did we win?
Yeah.
We beat the Bulls? Oh shit. But y'all let me know what y'all think in the comment section below. Y'all tell me what y'all think about Monday Night Raw. Did you enjoy the show? Did you love it? Did you hate it? What did you feel about every single feud that we saw today? Because there were a couple. Like I told you guys early on in the show, we saw the building of the Survivor Series teams right before our eyes. We're just missing the fifth members, which are going to be Rhea Ripley, and I guarantee you Candice LeRae is going to be the fifth for the other side. So we've already got those teams built. All right. Now, the men's side is what is going to be very interesting because right now we're at 4-on-4. They both need fifth members. And I'm telling you that somebody's going to do something crazy. And Kevin Kevin could be your fifth member for Solo and them, and then Cody could be your fifth for Roman and them. At least that would tie everything up and everybody would be involved at that moment, and if nothing had to be left out. But they could just leave them out of that in its entirety, which I would love that. And they could call audible and bring some new people in. Hikuleo is out there. He hasn't started wrestling in WWE yet, but they say that he's rumored to have signed his WWE contract. A lot of people assume that Zilla Fatu is going to show up in WWE very soon. I haven't seen that. He hasn't dropped the current championship that he has right now. And as far as I know, I've heard no rumblings of him signing a contract with WWE. Doesn't mean it's not possible. It just means that it hasn't happened yet. So there are a lot of variables. There are a lot of things that could happen, a lot of shoulda, woulda, couldas. We just don't know when it comes to the men's bloodline Civil War match just yet. So we're just going to have to wait. But I will tell you guys that Raw was a very good show. I thought it was solid, and it did a great job at story building, especially for the women's match for leading into Survivor Series. So, thank you guys so much for listening. I hope you guys enjoy the show. Wednesday's live will be moved to Thursday this week. I'm not going to go live on Wednesday or Tuesday. I want you guys to know that because I have something else I have to do on Wednesday. So I will not be going live then, but I promise you guys that we will do the live this week on Thursday. I will cover NXT on Thursday. We'll do Google Feud on Thursday. We're going to have a good time on Thursday for sure. So make sure you guys rate, comment, and subscribe. Please do that. It's important. If you don't do that, then at the bare minimum, give me a good rating and share the video. I greatly appreciate it. Okay? So I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. And I will see you guys Thursday. Don't forget, I will see you guys Thursday.
If you don't wanna see me, if you don't wanna see me, did a full 180, crazy, thinking about the way I was. Did the heartbreak change me? Maybe, but look at where I ended up. I'm okay already, so moved on. It's